Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I go into today's topic, I would like to remind you that I am not a financial advisor. I am not licensed to give you any financial advice. So yeah, basically I do not take anything you hear from here as a financial advice. So today's topic is how to study ICT concepts so that you can be able to come up with a trading model and find profitability in the market, have an edge in the market with the concepts of micro ICT. Because so many people keep sending me messages, and I find that the majority of these people, they have one thing in common: they all are not able to come up with a trading model that they can use to trade in the market. So today I would like to share with you the best way possible that has helped me to understand the ICT concepts, and I believe that probably not all of you, but a few of you will put this into practice so that you can see progress in this industry. First of all, you need to understand what are the ICT concepts. There is one thing that I have mentioned to so many people that have sent me messages, and I think I did mention it in my previous videos as well. And the thing is that ICT does not teach a strategy. Please hear me pretty well. ICT does not teach a strategy. If you come to ICT to learn a strategy, then a journey of 3 days will take you 1 month. I beg your pardon. ICT does not teach a strategy. He does not teach a strategy. This is one of the mistakes that many of you are doing, is that you have one small piece of information that you've kept aside somewhere, and then you are looking for another small piece of information from ICT, and then you're gonna combine those two small tiny things that you have called information, and then from there you want to come up with a trading model. I'm sorry if I've used a bad language, but these are the mistakes you are doing. And an example of those small or rather tiny piece of information you have, previously somebody messaged me and says, brother, I think you have a good understanding on ICT concepts, and I do have a good understanding on what was it, trend lines. Yeah, trend lines. And is there a way we can have a Zoom call and then see how we can work together? You teach me what you know and I teach you what I know, and then that combination could increase the profitability. And this is the same mindset that many of you, those that watch this video and those that actually will not even find this video, that is the problem they have, is that you are trying to learn a small thing from ICT and then add it to another small thing that you have. You cannot study ICT concepts that way. You cannot. It's not possible. Because you know what? Because you've been lied to. And the lie you've been told is that the best way to trade, the best strategy out there is the simplest strategy. If you find a strategy that has been simplified, then it's gonna work for you. Lies. That's not possible. If that was possible, that the simplest the best way to trade is to find a simplified or to simplify a trading strategy. If any strategy that is difficult to understand, then it's not worth it. Why are there not so many people who are trading the little logic that are profitable? Because we've been lied to. That if you cannot simplify your strategy, then it doesn't work. That is not true. That is not true. Because once you understand the ICT, you understand that is not true. Because a simplified strategy is only simple to the person who created it. Let me repeat that. A strategy is only simple to the person who came up with that strategy. The owner of that strategy is the only one that understands the simplicity of that strategy. Because it's subject to him. He is the creator. He is the one who came up with that concept. So it's easier for him to understand. It's simple to him. But if he tries to teach that strategy to somebody else, definitely it has to be so difficult. It needs time. There is nothing with so much value that you would easily pick it from anywhere so easily. There's nothing so valuable that you're gonna pick anywhere so easily. You need to put in the work. You need to suffer and sweat. However, the problem is many people do not accept the reality of hard work. They are looking for the simplest way to trade, the simplest strategy. Do you know how many people have approached me and told me that ICT is boring to listen to? And they want me to be the one to explain and simplify. I cannot simplify ICT concepts. I do have other stuff that I use in my model. I do have them. But there is absolutely nothing that I include on my chart that I learned from my previous mentor. Absolutely nothing. If I tell you that I have another stuff that I use on my chart, it's not that I came with it. It's because the level of my understanding, the eyes of my mind were able to see what ICT teaches. Because once your understanding opens up, then you will be able to see new stuff on the chart that probably you never heard of. So if I come back to our topic, if you come to learn the concepts of ICT and you only want to pick that quick strategy and then you say buy ICT, it will not work for you. We have two different kinds of or two types of or logics of retail trading. We've got one group that believes that the market is random and it's basically a battle between buyers and sellers. And then we have another group of retail traders who said, hey, I don't believe in that theory. I think, and I believe actually, that price is booked by an algorithm. And that is where ICT comes. Because if people have been trading based on the logic or theory that price is a fight between buyers and sellers, and then somebody else comes and says, no, I've been trading this method for so long, but I have a deeper understanding now. Tell me, what is the first question would you ask such an individual? Is it teach me how you trade, or explain your knowledge, explain why your understanding, or rather why your belief in our system has suddenly changed? What did you see? What is the new information you have received? What have you discovered? Give us your discovery. Tell us your revelation. What is your revelation? That is where ICT comes in. And I'm so thankful to God that when I came to learn ICT concepts, I understood this key the very first day. I took my notebook. Some of you don't even have a notebook. You don't even write anything while you are listening to ICT. You don't listen. You don't write anything. All you do is to listen, and you don't write down anything in your notebook. It doesn't work like that. So ICT comes on the part where the other group of the retail traders believe that there is an algorithm, all right, that was programmed to book price. So I do not understand why you would ask such an individual who has this deep revelation for a strategy instead of first letting him explain to you his new understanding. So ICT does not teach a strategy. Please don't come to him with trying to learn a strategy. Come trying to gather knowledge. It is as a result of that knowledge that you'll be able to come up with your trading model. If I draw on a board the way you can trade, if you see this bullish candle, buy. If you see this bearish candle, do this. But without explaining to you why you click that button to buy, it will not benefit you. You cannot pass such information to your children and your grandchildren. It's not logical. You've been trading this stuff, these supports and resistance, right? And we were not even told why we have to buy here. Suddenly, price fails, and people were still adding more buy positions here. And when price came here, what happened? Support turns into resistance. Sell positions. Boom, here. And what happens? Can you see that? And then somebody comes and says, hey, I think even though this could work and it works, but there is a better way you can do this stuff. You need to listen to that person. Listen to him. So now, listen, I have spoken so much, but this is, let me get a pen and a paper and write down these things I'm about to tell you. The easiest and the best way to trade, to come up with a model. I'm not telling you, I can't guarantee anything that this is going to work for you, but it has worked for me, and probably it will work for a few of you. Number one, it's about your personality. Before you come up with a trading model from ICT, you need to understand yourself, who you are. You need to know yourself. What is your personality? All right. What is this? Okay, better. Let me do this. So, number one is personality. You need to understand yourself. What are your weaknesses? What characterizes you? How do you understand yourself? What is your personality? Do you get angry so easily, like myself? I had an issue with anger. You need to know yourself, because you need to come up with a trading model that that is in line with your personality. It has to be according to your personality, the way you know yourself, the way you understand it. Nobody knows you better than yourself. Believe me, nobody understands you, nobody knows you way better than the way you know yourself. So write down, what are your weaknesses? Where are you stronger? Where are you weak? Because this will determine the kind of a trader you are going to be. Most of you keep asking me, I don't know if I'm a day trader, a swing trader. You cannot just wake up in the morning and decide to become a day trader or a swing trader. It has to be in this circle. It has to be in here, your personality. You understand? It has to be, it has to be your personality. I know myself. I am not a patient person. I cannot hold a trade for 2 days. I cannot. It's not in me. So why do I have to become a swing trader if I know I cannot sleep knowing that I'm holding positions? It's not in me. I can't do it. It's not something that is it's not part of me. It's not my character. It's not my personality. So I cannot be a swing trader. I'm a day trader. I open trades today and close them the same day, because that is my personality. These are the things that will help you to come up with a model so fast, so quickly. And then number two is I don't know if that is the best way to say it or to write it. I have no idea, but anyways. So two. I wish I was good with English, but anyways, I thank God the way I am. So lay down your previous trading logic. In simple terms, forget what you knew before coming to ICT. This is what I did. When I came to ICT, I had to lay down, completely erase every single information I had, any strategy I had. Basically, it's not, you cannot erase the knowledge you have, but you can erase those strategies that we're using that failed you. Instead of doing what is this? Instead of getting ICT concepts and make them an addition to what you already know, get rid of it. I am telling you, this will weigh you down if you don't get rid of your previous trading logic, your strategy. Forget it. You have to come to study these concepts of ICT as a complete new person, as a beginner, because you're gonna put in work as a beginner. So forget, if you are trading supports and resistance, the reason you are coming to ICT is because you have not found profitability. So let it go and start afresh. Number three. Number three. Number three is have patience. There is no way you can learn ICT concepts 3 months and you are already trying to fund an account of $300, $500, or you are trying to pass a funding challenge. What's the rush for? When you are rushing, it only means that your focus is on the money instead on the knowledge. And when you miss this point, that when you come to the concepts of ICT, you come to gather as much knowledge as you can, you will not succeed. Because remember my first point, he does not teach a strategy. He reveals how markets book. He reveals how the algorithm books supplies. He unveils, he exposes. Do you understand what I'm saying? He exposes the markets. It's like something was hidden and suddenly they take off the covering. Something was hidden as a secret. Nobody knows about it. And then suddenly, somebody has a revelation. A revelation. That's what ICT does. And that's why you can be thousands of ICT students and not trade the same model. I'm telling you, I've gone through so many YouTube videos, I haven't found somebody who trades my model. There is a small part of it in there, but definitely I haven't found somebody who trades my model. But we have been mentored by the same person. Why? Because our understanding is different. the way I understand the ICT is not the way you understand the ICT. Many of you are complaining that ICT is boring to listen to. ICT talks too much and he doesn't show much. He talks a lot because he's revealing something to you in words. Get notebook, get work, write down the things that he is revealing to you. Because when he was talking, I could write down and then I could pause the video and then go to the charts and see how in the world would you think that ICT has to illustrate every single thing that he says on the chart? That guy knows a lot of stuff. He knows the market inside out. Believe me. Believe it or not, actually. It is your life. It's up to you. But that guy reveals the market. Nobody. Maybe there is somebody I haven't met yet. But nobody reveals the market the way he does. Nobody. You will get there when you start to understand his concepts and you see this stuff happening every day. Let me show you something. You see these horizontal lines. I swear on my life, I swear to God, these drawings you see here, they were there like a week ago. No, actually a month ago, because I drew this horizontal line, this here, when the market was still in this area. Now today, go and see the short video that ICT posted. We have similar, similar horizontal lines here. Similar, everything the same. I haven't spoken to him. Why do we have similar chart layout? I mean, like all these horizontal lines, and why is that? You know, sometimes my English fails me. Believe me, I have a lot of stuff to say, but my English is so poor. But anyways, you understand what I mean. But have patience. Don't rush. And this is another advice I have for you. Many of you who are trying to make money so quickly because you have some bills to pay, you owe somebody some money, and you want to make it out of trading to pay, and it will not work for you. Please, if you are employed, don't leave your job until you are secure in trading, until you are able to withdraw money, see money in your bank account for many months. Actually, don't use Forex as a way to escape how do I call this, as a way to make money quickly. It will not work for you. Have patience. Gather as much knowledge as you can on the demo, trading on the demo. Do practice on the demo, and then when you have developed a model, oh God, let me write down this. How long is this video? Anyways, let me write down this. How do we write this? It should be like this. Let me make it bigger. You will come up with your trading model depending on how much knowledge you have acquired. In other ways, the measure of your understanding will determine the type of trading model you'll come up with. Your trading model will not be bigger than the amount of knowledge you have on these concepts. And that is why it is so important to listen to everything he says. If you watch a video, watch it to the end. Do not skip anything. Any important thing he says, write it down. Because you will definitely see it on the charts. The amount of information you are going to gather will result into the trading model you come up with. Alright, and then once you come up with the trading model, it will become, let me write down. Once you have a trading model, it has to be second nature to you. I don't know, please don't laugh on my English. What matters the most is that you are able to get my point. Once you have a trading model, it has to be, is it a second nature or second nature to you? It has to be second nature to you. It has to be part of you. You and that model have to be inseparable. Is it inseparable? Yes, meaning you cannot be separated. It becomes second nature. And that is why once you open a chart like this, the only thing your eyes are going to see is your model, nothing else. When I look at this chart, and all I see is my trading model. So once you gather as much information as possible, then your trading model, it becomes second nature, but this time you are trading on the demo. And now I have the fourth, which is the last, and then I'm done in this video. What is my, alright, how do I get rid of this stuff? Don't even know how to get rid of this. Okay, alright, the last one before I can conclude on this video, number 4. So the fourth one is pick maximum 3 trading assets. Guys, you cannot trade everything that moves. Not that your model is not capable of doing that, but your mind cannot handle it. You have other things to do. You cannot be analyzing 28 pairs. and then add Nasdaq and Bitcoin and Ethereum. You cannot handle it. When you come up with a model, it has to match with a trading with a few assets. Because when you are practicing coming up with a model, you are doing the practice on certain trading assets. Those are the ones you are going to understand how they move and when they move, because you don't trade every day, you don't trade all the time. There has to be a specific time that you trade your assets, and you will only be able to understand what time that is once you pick them and trade them on the demo as you do the practice for at least 3 months or even more. And that is why I have now these I trade Nasdaq. I don't trade US 500. I only use it for the smart money divergence or the smart money tool, whichever you call it. I don't trade this one. I trade Nasdaq, US 30, DAX, that's 3, and then these 2 pairs. And the reason why I've gone to max 4, I mean they are now 5, it's because I have been doing this for a long time now, and I understand how these markets move, what time they move. I understand that. So there is no point for me to go and start looking for Euro JPY, CAD JPY. Not because I can't trade this. If I go on this chart, I can see my model right here, but because I want to have a peace of mind, I need to have time for my family and for myself, I cannot trade all the pairs. I need few that I understand, that I know how they move and what time they move. So these 4, if you combine them, it will be easier for you to come up with a model. Your personality, understand yourself, your weaknesses, and what you are capable of, and leave your previous trading strategy behind. You need to exercise patience, and then within this patience, I have mentioned how you will gather as much information as possible. Maybe I can also include it. Have patience and acquire as much knowledge as possible. Alright, have patience and acquire as much knowledge as possible. With these 4 factors, they helped me to come up with a trading model, actually models now, that I use every day. If you can act on this, these will help you massively, and you will thank me later. So this is the end of the video. Leave a comment, your questions, subscribe, and share with anybody that you think or you believe that the videos can also be beneficial. And until next time, stay blessed.